Can you believe I'm starting another video already? I can't believe it either. There's nobody coming to visit us today. We don't have to go anywhere today. And so I had to show you Willy. Willy with his britches on. Look at that. He has patches on his knees and he has a cuff. I don't know if you can see his cuff. Can you see his cuff down here? Super cute. Ah! His pants just fell off. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. You got to close your eyes when that happens. Willy, keep your pants on, for heaven's sake. I think he is the cutest quilt in the whole world. So now I have to make his shoes, and I have to make the bird that sits on his arm. That's the two things that are next. And then the rake, and then the milk can. So, oh, I'm so excited. I think I will actually have Willy done way before fall. Although, my goodness, what is it going to be, May next week? Oh, June, July, August, September, fall. Where does the year go? Oh, in June, July, August, I'm going to be 75. 75. Oh my goodness. I've been watching, you know how it works on your computer. If you ever look anything up, then YouTube decides you need to look at it every single day, right? So I'm getting all kinds of shorts of old ladies like me getting facelifts. Oh, what a difference it makes. And it takes like 2 weeks for them to heal. And it's just wonderful. I would totally have it done, except Jerry won't let me. It's not so much the facelift, but Jerry believes that if there's any way you can keep from being put to sleep by the anesthesiologist, never let anybody put you to sleep unless you have to have some surgery, because so many things can go wrong with the anesthesia. But you know, all those people I've seen, they look like they're alive. Of course, I guess they don't show you the ones who died having a facelift. Oh my goodness. But oh, I've had more fun reading all your comments, especially about my hair. My favorite. That makes you look 15 years younger. I'm going to, you know, you can order groceries and stuff now, and they'll bring them right to your front door. So I thought I better order about, let me see, how much longer am I going to live? I better order about 20 boxes of this hair dye. If it makes me look 15 years younger. Maybe I'll live 15 years longer. 85, 90. My mom was 90 when she died. And my daddy died at 72 because he got cancer. Him and his 2 brothers, they all got prostate cancer. And it, you know, it goes all over your body eventually. I think they have better ways now, because our neighbor down the street, he's 82 and he had prostate cancer, and they did the chemo and everything on him, and he's fine insofar as that. He can't see and he can't hear, but he doesn't have cancer anymore. So I wanted to show you Willy, and now I'm going to go downstairs. My latest, since yesterday at noon, project is to make one Fit Nice System knit top and one Sure Fit Designs system woven top to go with that long skirt you saw me wearing in my last video. I'm going downstairs. You want to see me make 2 blouses? One Sure Fit Designs, one Fit Nice System? If you want to, come with me. Hey, I found a little controller that hooks into my camera so I can like zoom you and far, let me see if I can zoom. Yeah, look at that. Zoom duty and far away duty. Look at that. Right here, so I don't have to walk around the table all the time. So I told you I'm doing 2 different versions, and I've changed my mind on that already. My lightning fast mind. I made the long skirt. This pattern right here. I made the long skirt, Simplicity 1920. Now I want a blouse to go with it. Now they've got a blouse in here, but I don't want to make that one. I want, here's the skirt material. I want one that has a point here in the middle or is asymmetrical in some way for interest in the blouse. You know, the skirt's just straight, boring, no pleats, no tucks, no anything. So I want more of a dressed up blouse to go with it. And so I decided I wanted asymmetrical. So I looked around. I went upstairs yesterday and I sat and I looked at all my patterns. And I decided I was going to do the Fit Nice. I was going to do this whether I found this or not. But I decided I could use Judy Kessinger's, in her Design It Yourself book. My friend Terry just got these books. I thought, oh, this would be great for that. I could make that Miranda top, although I'm not going to make it in 2 different colors. But see how it has the point at the waist? It's got rounded bottoms on it and comes up, and so you have like not just straight across. You know, you don't want, what did I just knock on the floor? You don't want straight across at the fattest part of your belly. And if you'll do asymmetrical, somehow it chops it up and it makes your belly and your rear end not look quite so wide. So that was my plan. My sewing room is a danger to humanity, I think. So I found 2 colors that I like with the skirt. Where's the fabric? The skirt has white in it. And when you put a white top with it, it kind of brightens up the white in the skirt. So this is a knit, and I'm going to make the Miranda top out of this white knit. And I have yards and yards and yards of it, thank goodness. So if I mess it up, I can always start over. Then I found a whole bolt of this that I bought years ago from Missouri Star Quilts. And it's a linen and cotton. And it really didn't feel that great taking it off the bolt. So I cut off 2.5 yards and I washed it and dried it, and now it's just dreamy. So I'm going to make a woven, linen is woven, a woven top out of this, and you can see it's off-white. See the difference? So I can make this Miranda top in 1 or 2 hours. The hardest part was getting the pattern done. And I'm dropping everything. I need an assistant. And I have to be very, very careful how I turn here. So what you have to do to make this top is you have to cut out a whole top. A whole top. Then you have to cut the top into the shape you want it to be. So let me show you what that looks like. And it is dolman sleeve. Oh, dolman sleeves are wonderful. See, so I had the whole top, and when I cut it to be the shape I want it to be, this is center front, and you can see it's going to curve here, and it's going to make a little pyramid here at my belly button. See? We hope. We'll see how it turns out. So once you make the one side of it, then you have to draw another one exactly like it. So I will cut this out, and I will cut this out, and they need to be right side up, so you have a right and a left. So be sure you know right side up. Needs more tape. I tell you, I have to buy stock and Scotch tape, much as I use. So this is going to be the front. I can change the neckline. I can make it a V, I can make it a lower U, I can change the neckline. And I don't have to change it right now. I can change it when I get it into the knit. Oh, that's dirty, Joy. Oh, no. Okay, I have some dirt on here. Now, it would be a pity if I went ahead and cut this out, leaving that dirt on here, and then I washed it later and it wouldn't come out. So I'm going to have to figure out what to do about that. It's very, very light. I think I'll just take a washcloth and put some cold water on it and see if it comes off. It looks like it's going to. Some kind of dust probably. So let me get started on this, and when I get it cut out, you know, y'all know how to cut out a pattern, for heaven's sake. You just take the pattern and you put it down there and you cut it out. If you don't know how, tell me, and then I'll show you in more detail. But I'm excited. Oh, did I show you the other pattern? My lightning fast mind, you know. You have to catch it just at the right moment. So I decided I wanted asymmetrical on the bottom. So I was looking through all my patterns and I thought, surely I've got something that's asymmetrical. And then I thought, oh well, even if I don't, I can take my SureFit Designs and I can turn it into something asymmetrical. But then just a few minutes ago, I thought, I have a whole drawer of patterns that I've already palmered and plushed to fit me. I've already made garments out of them and they already fit me. So I sat over here, pulled my chair over here, and I sat over here and I went through the patterns I've already made and I've already palmered and plushed, and look what I found. Simplicity 8848, asymmetrical for a woven. I've made it before and I really like it. Here's another one. This is a Vogue pattern. I hardly ever make a Vogue, and I made this years ago. I made this in 2015. I don't even know where this top is. I made it in 2015. It is a really fun top. You can make it in 2 colors. I'll make it in 1 color, but how cute is that pattern? Super cute. I think that's the one I might make. Only I'm not that skinny anymore on that picture right there. So I'll probably make C with short sleeves, and I think that'll look really nice with that skirt out of my linen fabric. I almost wish I'd make it first. I hate things I pull over my head. Oh, they do have a zipper in the back of this. Yes, 22-inch zipper. I like it even better. I love it when there's a zipper because this is woven. You can't get it over your head anyway, so of course there's a zipper. And then there's this one. I've made this twice. This one I wore years ago. Oh, how long's it been? Philly. Philly and I went 10, 12 years ago to Dallas, Texas. Peggy Sagers used to have a big seminar, 3-day seminar, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I guess you'd call it a seminar. Had lots and lots of classes. I'm not saying the right word, but lots and lots of sewing classes and lots of sewing teachers were there. And this really good lady, what was her name? Oh, for heaven's sakes, I know it as well as my own. Cynthia Guffey. She was professional. She made very couture garments. And she was a fit teacher. She had lots of little DVDs. I own some of them somewhere. But I had made this and I was wearing it. And I made this one like this pink one down here that has the little bow on it. Do you see the little bow? I can't see what you can see. And I have made it twice out of those 2 fabrics. So I was wearing the blue one. And Cynthia Guffey was standing next to me. You know, there's people everywhere, and she was standing next to me. And I was just saying, well, hi, how are you? We're going to take your class after a while. And she said, did you make your blouse? And I said, yes. And she said, the fit is absolutely perfect. Cynthia Guffey. Ah! She's passed away since then. I know she was a smoker. She sat at a table with Philly and I one time. Philly and I are always early to everything. And she was there early. And she sat at a table with us and we were talking to her. And her husband was actually upstairs in a hotel room. And I don't know if he had dementia or what, but he was very ill. And she was taking care of him. But we knew she smoked because she smoked when we were with her. So I don't know if she died because of that, but she was an amazing lady. Look her up online, Cynthia Guffey, Guffey, like a Guffey only with an F. Cynthia Guffey. So what I was thinking on this pattern, I can't show it to you close because I can't get around the table. I thought it would be cute if I made the collar and the little bow out of this. So the little collar and the little bow would match the skirt. And then the rest would be that linen. Huh? I totally could do that. And I totally have a whole bolt in the linen. So we shall see what I decide. I'm not hurting right now, so I'm good as new. And as long as I can stay that way, I can just sew all day. So I'll come back after a while and I'll show you what I've gotten done. Let me show you how far I've gotten. I've got my little curves down here that I like. But with this one piece being underneath this piece, it is causing ugly issues that I don't like. I don't like that piece showing under here because you can see it. So I am going to sew this on right here down to the point, and then I'm going to cut that whole other back part off. I don't like the way it shows my bra. I actually have to take tucks in my bras. And you can see the tuck right here. So I'm not liking that. Some knits are bad about showing every bump, you know, I've told you that. So I can match up center front. I'm going to sew that back piece right here along this, and that way it won't open up anymore, see? But then I won't have this extra piece showing back here. I think that looks funny. So let me do a little experimenting and I'll be back. Alright, first attempt to try to fix it. What do you think? That layer in the back? It's now laying on the table. I didn't like it. So I cut it off. And then I've top stitched this one down right here. And so I still have my little mountain at the bottom, or point, or whatever, triangle, whatever you call it. And I told you how it shows every little thing. My tie under here. But I think I'm liking it now. The back isn't right yet. It needs to be cut and fold, and the back needs to be lined up with the side seams. And because the front, I made it shorter. And I haven't made the back shorter yet. But I think I like this. Wear it with a different underwear that doesn't have tucks in it. I'm having another thought of another idea. Is I think I'm going to draw a facing, and I'm going to put the facing on the outside. And that way it'll have some of this material up here at the top. And that will tie it in. I won't be able to wear it with anything else, but it will make it go with that skirt. I'm thinking about it. I'll be back. I made the facing. I sewed it on opposite of how you usually sew it on, so I could bring it to the front. So I sewed it to the back, brought it to the front. It has steam seam all the way around the edge here, because I've got to fold the edge up and hem it, and then I will sew it down all the way around. But what do you think? To match my skirt? I have to let all the seams out on this. This blouse has 1/8 inch seams in the shoulders, in the sides. Why is that? Because all knits are different. And this is a very stable knit. See, it doesn't stretch very far. And when I've made it before, I've had those real slinky ITY knits. And so I didn't have any problems. But I had to have more room in the armhole and more room here. I got 3/4 extra inch on each side, so that gave me an extra 1.5 inches. But I still don't like the way the back looks. Of course, part of the way the back looks is because of the dolman sleeves. They're called dolmans, yes. Does it have a bust dart? I think I did an FBA in this, but I'm not positive. If I did, it's been moved down to the bottom. Hey everybody, Joy here. Yes, I'm in my new, not totally done out. I mean, it is totally done, but I'm having issues with it. I came up here to put on the new top with the skirt to see how they look together. And I had a feeling this was going to happen. I think that the top is way too long for the skirt. You know, you're supposed to be in proportions. You're supposed to like chop your body up into 5 pieces and then have like 2 pieces on top and 3 pieces on the bottom, or 5 pieces total, or I don't know. It's a Peggy Sager's thing. But I agree with her. You don't want to cut yourself in half is the point. And so you want it to look like you have long legs. And in a skirt, you still have legs, and still you have the length. And so cutting myself off right here makes my legs, my skirt, look short. Now watch this. Let me see if I've got some pins. I don't have any pins. Hold on. I have to have an apple pin cushion that your friend Philly makes for you. My favorite pin cushion. Well, this in my hands. So this is what I'm going to do. And I don't know if you can even see all the way to my feet. This is a hard little tiny space to try to make a video in and see all of me. I need to step up on something, I suppose. But what I did, I came up here and I looked and I thought, okay, how do I like it? I like the fabric at the top. I like the curve. I like the way it turned out. So what I want to do, let me get some pins and not put them in my mouth, but you got to put them somewhere. Where can I put the pin? I'll stick it right there. How about that? And put one in my mouth. Okay, so you see it now. I don't know if you can see it all the way to the bottom. But look at this when I shorten the top. And this is how you can do this. You can, if you don't want to fold up the bottom, but you want to see if it's going to look better shorter, do it this way. Fold. Put a fold up here. A big tuck. I'm not going to put this in with a sewing machine, but I'm doing this to see how much of the bottom of this I want to cut off. See? And so that brings this up, which is the point. And the back will just follow whatever I do to the front. Did you have a nice weekend? It's supposed to rain here all week. We don't need it. So now it just lengthened. It made me have longer legs. Yeah. So I think that looks a lot better. And see my little V? That was the whole thing. I wanted the little asymmetric. I don't know if that's asymmetric because it's in the center, but still, I like it. I was watching some video. When Jerry watches basketball, I go in the other room and I watch YouTube videos. And I was watching one last night on how to tell how long you're going to live if you're in your 70s or your 80s. And so one of the things was, can you get up and down out of a chair? I thought, well, good grief, yes. Can you get up and down out of a chair without hands, without help? Yes. Now my sister can't. My sister has to do 1, 2, 3. And she's a year younger than I am. I don't know, maybe even shorter. Goodness, clear up here. Man, what about that short? Huh? How does that look? Of course, you got to look in the sideways mirror. Yeah, like that. I think even shorter. Yeah. So if you have 1/3 at the top and 2/3 at the bottom, that's supposed to be a good way. And you measure from your shoulder. You don't measure the garment. You measure from your shoulder to the bottom of the garment. And so it is 22 inches. So how much of my garment is there in the skirt? If I pull this up where it's going to be in a minute. Up here, let's see how long the skirt is. How long are you? 22 inches and 30 inches. So, would you call that 1/3, 2/3? No. Let me see how tall I am all the way. You measure from your shoulder all the way to the floor. And that's your measurement. I have Peggy's book here somewhere. It's got a lot of errors in her book, but she doesn't care. I told her I'd proof it for her, and she didn't care. She said, oh, people can figure out SHOLDER is shoulder. Okay, so my totalness is 54. And so 1/3 of 54. Hey Siri, she isn't here. What's 1/3 of 54? Let me go find out. So 1/3 of 54 is 18. So from my shoulder to the bottom of this should be 18 inches. See? So I can shorten it 2 more inches. And so then 2/3, I think it said was 36. So if I shortened that to there and put that to there, yes, it would be 36. So I can shorten this even more. I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to cut 4 inches off of this, rehem it, and I'm going to pull this in so it's even. Oh, that's going to look so much nicer. And plus give me more of a waist. Yes, I'm liking my new outfit. I can't make my next blouse till I finish this one, so I'll be back. Hopefully you've just seen the little video I took with this top on with the skirt. In that video, the top is 4 inches longer than it is here. So I found out that when you have this point in the middle and you have the wrap around so it comes to the middle, when you cut 4 inches off the bottom, the wraparound is no longer in the middle. It's clear over here. And because of me working it all from center, it came out all crazy. And it came out too short. So I thought, oh, I'll just put a band on the bottom of it. See, my band, like you would finish a neckline. I put the band on the bottom of it. I haven't pressed it, but I don't like it. I just don't like it. This doesn't make any sense being over here. See where I crossed it over? It doesn't make any sense being over here and then the point being over here. So, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Now, one thing I have in my favor, even though I don't have much of it right now, but one thing I usually have in my favor is a lot of time. I have like all day, except for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and laundry, and, you know, vacuuming and changing sheets and stuff like that. But that's, you know, I do a little bit at a time. And so I have lots and lots of time to play in my sewing rooms and work on my quilts or my garments. So I decided to try again. Because if you do this, if you do anything on a day-to-day basis, you're going to get good at it. So I really like this on the neckline that matches the skirt. I have enough fabric left that I can do it again. I have redrawn the front 4 inches shorter, but you have to get it the length you want before you do this curvy part, if you want the curvy part in the center. So here is my next pattern. Here is the left. Now notice, I have cut off all of the extra that was over here on the first pattern. Where is the first pattern? Can I show it to you? My room is such a mess, I can't find myself in here. Okay, so here's the part I cut off. It was connected right here. It was connected, it had a neckline, and it had part of the other shoulder. The last time I made it, I left all of this on, and then I ended up cutting it off later because I didn't like the way it looked. So, I cut that off, and that's what I have left. For the left side, is this upside down? Sorry about that. That's going to be the left side. And this is going to be the right side. And so now it is 4 inches shorter, and everything will still end up in the middle. So I'm going to cut out one of these, and one of these, and the back, and the facings. And I'm going to sew it together. So this is Peggy's book I've been talking about. It has a weird name. Dressed to Kill Gently by Peggy Sagers. Now this book has one of the things that Peggy teaches that has been very helpful to me. So I highly recommend this. My Very Best Dressed Me. Introduction. So here's what's in it. My body shape, lines and illusion, color, focal point, proportion. I think I'm talking about proportion, so let's look at that. Details, fun and bad violations. So let's look at proportion on page 55. And I don't work for Peggy, I'm not an affiliate or anything else. I just really like her. So here it is. So there is the writing. I measured the dressed part of my body. I measured the dressed part of my body. A one-piece dress has no proportion. Correct length is to my knee, or just above, or it's below. If it's too long, I'll look shorter and wider. If it's too long, I'll look shorter and wider. Okay? Now here's what I'm doing. It is when we have two separate pieces that they must be in proportion to each other and then proportion to our bodies. Proportion to each other. So that's very good. So let me see. Here's what she's talking about. Inverted. With two pieces, our options. Okay, so with two-piece garment, here's our options. 1 to 1, 1 to 1.5, 1 to 2, or 1 to 3. And so isn't that what I'm doing? 1 to 3. I've got 1/3 on the top and 2/3 on the bottom. Not quite sure if that's right. Maybe that's 1 to 2. If you have 3 pieces, that would be 1 to 2. So 1/3 on the top and 2/3 on the bottom. See? So you take those numbers and then inverted. And I don't know what that means. I guess you measure the bottom and the top upside down. 4 to 1. Wow. The first number is the top piece. The first number is the top piece. Second number is the bottom piece. Okay? And then she shows you pictures. And then she shows you do's and don'ts. And I'm sure she doesn't mind me showing you this book because she's shown it herself on her YouTube channel years ago. An example of 1 to 1. Measure from shoulder to ankle. See, I told you the other day, shoulder, I measured to the floor. See, so I didn't even measure right. Measure from shoulder to ankle, length of the pants. Divide by 2 and get jacket length. See, result is 1 to 1. So I'm chopping my body up into 3s. I'm going to write those measurements down, and then I'm going to make sure that my top is the right length to my skirt. Okay? I'll be back when I get this thing put together again. Without a doubt, everyone's best look is the one-piece, one-color dress because there are no bells or different colors to create horizontal lines. From what I understand is, you measure from the top of your garment that you're fixing to make to the bottom of the garment, no matter if it's 10 pieces, 1 piece, 8 pieces, or whatever. So you measure, and mine's going all the way to my ankle. So I measure from my shoulder to my ankle, and then I'm going to do 3 sections. 1/3 on top, 2/3 on bottom. And now we're talking about the part that shows. Not all of it's going to show. So if I cut my blouse off right at my waist, then you're going to have from my waist all the way to the floor, and that's not going to be a proper proportion. Okay? In my opinion, from what I tried to get out of that book. So here is my new pattern corrected. I have labeled it. Right front, Miranda, April 30, 25. And I can't see what you can see because I got the viewfinder turned backwards. Left front, Miranda, 4/30/25. And so this will sew on top of this. I will simply sew these two together, and it will be a concave sewing to a, what's the other one called? One's a concave and one's a not concave curve. I don't remember what the other one's called. Oh, you wait till your brain's 75 years old. So this will be the front. Now the back was a little difficult because I had to cut the back to fit the front, and I didn't really know where to put center back. But I matched the side seams is what I did when I redrew the back. So this is the back. I've labeled it. I made a facing. And the facing is going to sew onto the back and flip to the front, like the other one that I made, because I really like that. So I have a right front, a left front. Someplace there's a front facing. Here it is. Here's the front neck facing, and here's the back neck facing. So I have 5 pieces. Remember, we're making the Judy Kessinger Miranda top. Although I'm not making it like she does. Her way's a whole lot easier. Why am I not making it her way? Because I didn't like the way the back showed through the front. And you could see that flap over here. Well, the flap would have been right here, and I've cut it all off. So this piece on the ironing board, I marked the 3/8 inch. See the stripes? The 3/8 inch. And I used this. If you don't have one of these, you got to get one. You have to get one. In my Amazon store or in your Amazon store, wherever you want to. But this comes in, let me show you. I keep them over here. It comes in 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and 3/8 inch. I believe I have one of these from Peggy Sager's too, but I don't know. You know, I have 2 houses, so half my stuff's at my other house. So 3/8 inch, and this is what I use to put on the curve and go dash, 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 dash. So I had all the little pink dots, so I folded this over on the little pink dots and pressed it. Now the pink dots are gone because the pink dots disappear because they're made with a friction pen. Friction. And I just ate a piece of chocolate, so if my teeth are all brown, please forgive. So 3/8 inch, this follows that curve. I made the curve with this. So of course this follows it. So what I did was I pressed a 3/8 inch down here. Now I'm gluing Steam-A-Seam 2 light 1/4 inch to this little 3/8 inch extension that has the press marks. And I'm staying here on the outside because I don't want to iron away my nice press mark, because I've got to press it under and keep it there permanently. Okay, so that's the end of that right there. I'm going to put it on again. I'm putting it on the inside right now. But when I get through doing this, I am going to basically put it on that edge. I don't know if I'll put it on this piece or that piece, but it's going to have Steam-A-Seam 2 light 1/4 inch there also. I'll show you this in a second. Iron this down pretty good. Not with steam. Steam makes it permanent. It's just on the very, very edge here. Very edge. If you don't iron it down, the sticky will come off with the piece of paper. And you don't want the sticky to come off. You want the sticky, the glue, to stay behind. Okay? This is the most wonderful invention known to man. Well, maybe not as good as fire in the wheel, but it is a really great invention. Let me tell you, I don't think I have a box. It comes in 1/2 inch and it comes in 1/4 inch. So see, there's my fold, all down. This piece goes here, and then this piece is going to glue to that piece. It's actually supposed to be loose, but mine's not going to be loose. I'm just trying to get the little point down here. I'm spending way too much time getting it there. So I'm going to take the paper, the little piece of paper, 1/4 inch wide, see? So the paper comes off. You throw the paper in the garbage. My garbage has so much of this in it, it'll just be falling over the sides when I get through making a project. So now, this 3/8 inch seam allowance that I already creased by the pink dots, and the pink dots are gone, I'm going to iron it down. See? And so it's going to stay. And so then I'm going to glue it again. So I'll put some more Steam-A-Seam outside here, and I'm going to glue it to this piece right here. Then I'm going to top stitch it. Oh, get you some Steam-A-Seam 2 light. They make it in not light, but you don't want not light. By the time I put 2 rows of not light on here, it'd be way too stiff. But, oh my goodness. Now see, all you do now is you press it. It'll actually stay temporarily if you just push it down. Okay, so now I'm putting a little steam on it. See the steam? Yeah. I just cleaned my iron with that hot iron stuff. Oh, that stuff works so good. So this is the one that I've ironed shut with the Steam-A-Seam. And I'm going to line this up now to my 3/8 inch pink line. Only before I do that, I don't want to put the steam-a-seam here. You know why? Because if I iron the steam-a-seam down here, it's going to erase my pink marks. So I'm going to decide over here how much I need in length. And I am going to need it. That's going to be a hem right there. Put steam-a-seam from here to here on this piece. That way it won't erase my pink marks over there, okay? So let's put this, I'll put it on the inside because I'm going to sew along that fold. So I'm going to put this more toward the inside part of that. That leaves me 1/8 inch, not glued. Oh, I've got music on in the other room. I hope I don't go to music jail. My goodness. They got more goofy rules in the world, don't they? You don't steam it yet. To make this stuff permanent, you steam it and you hold it down. Probably about 10 seconds. I don't know what it says on the box, but it takes longer when you make it permanent. This is just enough that you can get the paper off the top. I want to get myself some gloves like Dolly Parton wears on her hands to cover up her 80-year-old hands. Mine are just about there. See? I'm just lining it up to that pink line. See? Isn't that nice? I laid in bed, awake, the other night thinking, how am I going to sew that together when it has to be open at the bottom? And it has to be hemmed. It has to be hemmed here. And this is already hemmed, see? And so I'm going to hem that after a while. Right now I just want to get this on and try it on. Oh, that is so nice. See? So now, this is just a perfect curve. And it's in the perfect place that I pulled the paper off. It ain't going to do any good if you don't pull the paper off. Did I pull the paper off? I told you I end up with paper everywhere. I'm pretty sure I did. If you could remember what you do from 1 second to the next, it would help. That's for sure. See, now that I'm doing this, my pink mark is going to go away. See? Pink mark's gone now. So I'm only going to do it to here. And then I'm going to try it on and see how it looks. But see, this way that I'm doing it, you don't end up with that extra piece underneath the front and it coming down your bra and it's showing. It looks like you have a bib underneath your top. And I didn't care for that look. Permanent now, so we are steaming it. This is permanent. And I'm going to top stitch. Ah, very nice. I should have gone ahead and marked the hem on this side when I marked the hem on this side, but I didn't think of it. So now I can show you how you do it. So you take your curve. Oh, this is so easy, you guys. I gotta finish my scarecrow and my snowflake quilt. I got lots of projects going, which I have to do something. How's my pain? Well, it depends on when you ask. If you ask me today, it's great. It's not there. So that's why it's great. But boy, I could just turn a certain way and it would come back. See? See my dot, 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 dot? So now I will go press this under, fold and press, fold and press, fold and press. Then I'll put the steam-a-seam, then I'll iron that down. And then I will have my hem. My hem will be done. See over here? The hem's done on the front all the way to the side seam. So I'll have to finish the hem on the back. Or I'll pull this loose. You can heat this up. See? You saw how long I held the iron, but that was here. I didn't hold it very long here, so this will still come loose. I'll sew the side seams onto the back, which isn't even cut out yet. Then hem the back with the front. And that way I'll leave this open right here. This is the side seam. Side seam. side seam. This is the lower front across my belly. That's where this goes. All right? Okay. Okay, we're out here in the dark room. First try on. I had this problem with the last one that I made. See how smooth this side is? And this side over here has extra. Why does it have extra? I have to stop and figure out why, because I know I did it perfect, totally perfect. Cut it apart and put it back together perfect because of all those pink lines and the ruler. So, you know I have one shoulder lower than the other one. I've done nothing about that yet. It's kind of got a fold in it because I've been messing with it. But when I pull this shoulder up where it wants to be, then it's much more smooth. And this point ends dead center. Let's measure. Let's measure up from the floor. And this side is, from the floor, 32.5. Let's measure this side. This side from the floor is 36. Make that other side 35.5, and this side 36. So, that means this side needs to come up to 36. See? So that's two different things telling me now that I need to take the shoulder in for my 1/2 inch lower side. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll be back. So I sewed my shoulder up 1/2 inch. It's fixed my problem. Now it's even on both sides. The back is not hemmed up. I mean, the hem is 3/8 inch. It's so tiny. Now I realize that this looks really horrible with these pants. But remember, I'm wearing a long skirt. And the skirt doesn't wrap around my belly. The skirt goes straight down from my belly. Okay? So it looks a whole lot better with a skirt. With my pants, I like a top like you just saw me have on that comes down past. Yes. The lovely curves. I know you're going to ask me how I took in the dolman sleeve up here 1/2 inch. This is how I did it. When I had this on, I marked my shoulder point on it. And so that point is right here. So I came down 1/4 inch right here, tapered it to nothing up here at the neck, and then I tapered it gently over this way. I don't need to do anything with under the armhole because it really didn't go out that far, being a dolman. But that's how I did it, 1/4 inch here. 1/4 and 1/4 is a 1/2. Okay, so that's how I fixed that. So this is the next day. It's Saturday again already. These weeks go by so fast. And in the middle of the night, of course, I thought, oh, I really need to show them that top. Don't throw it away. Don't give it to Goodwill. So in the middle of the night, I got up and I took it out of the dryer. And I think that the issue in the back, it is still kind of there, but I don't think if I don't point it out to everybody, nobody is ever going to notice it. It just looks like a very, very fine little crease, like a bump and a crease. So I don't want to put it on for you, but I'm going to. I really, really like the neckline on this one the best, because I can put this over my head without messing up my hair. But this is the one that has the thing on the bottom, which is really fine. I probably need to take it in on each side. I had to take the other one in almost inch or more on each side. But this one's really okay, except that it doesn't make any sense for this overlap to end over here instead of in the center where it's supposed to be. So let me put on the skirt and the blouse just for you, and I'll see how it looks today. So here I am in the dark hole again. This is the only place where I have enough room to back up so you can see something. So this is it. Tell me if you can see the flaw in the back. It's there. I pressed it and pressed it and pressed it. Yeah, I like the front, but the side, there's the side. The side of me always looks like I swallowed a pumpkin and forgot to cut it up first. If I could quit sneezing, I could stand still for a second. So overall, it's not dressy. It's just a plain woven skirt with a knit top and a woven inside-out facing. But if you come to see me, be sure you stand in front of me. Don't stand on the side of me, okay? Maybe the back. How does the back look? Now remember, I have scoliosis, so in the back I probably go downhill on the hip and downhill on the shoulders, but that's okay. That's okay. It could be a whole lot worse. All right, I'm going to insert this somewhere because I think I've already said goodbye to you like 3 times. I cannot get far enough away from you all to show you what I want to show you. These rooms are little. They're little or they're full of stuff. So I can't get far enough away. You know, I need something to stand on. I have something somewhere in this house I could stand on, but it isn't here. So the Peggy Sagers, making something in proportions that look the best on your body without chopping your top off or chopping your bottom off. So you need to be able to see to the floor, and you can't see to the floor. But I really like whatever the measurements are on this outfit that I'm wearing. I like them. I don't care whether Peggy says it's right or not. I like it. So I'm going to measure it and see what it is. Now you just measure from the top of your clothes to the bottom of your clothes, evidently. And usually the top of your clothes should be at your shoulder. I don't wear mine at the top of my head or underneath my arms. So I'm going to measure from there down to the bottom of my blouse. And that is a mystery amount. It is 27. From here to the bottom of my blouse here. Now it's longer on the sides, but we're not going by that. So it's 27 inches. So let's measure from the floor, because my pants go to the floor. So from the bottom of my pants to the bottom of my blouse is 31. So 31, I have 31-inch legs, and I have 28. I have 28-inch top of my body, and I have 31-inch legs, did I say? So that's about half and half. And if you combine this part over here, you know, somewhere between here and here, your eye's going to see half of me. So I like this. I may make another top for my skirt and use this pattern. Yes, because I know y'all think that I know what I'm doing, but I promise you most of the time I don't. I'm just trying to figure things out most of the time. So, insofar as being split into thirds, and the top being 1/3 and the bottom being 2/3, I've got it right on. But how awful is it to have the hem of your blouse, say this, was right here? How awful to have the hem of your blouse at the fattest part of your belly and your rear end. That's the fattest part of me. That's 42 inches. Why do I want a bar going across there? See, even though you could tell that this would look good, 1/3, 2/3, insofar as measuring, it looks really good. You know, if I could walk around and everybody just see the front of me, I'd be fine. I don't mind the front of me. I think it looks fine, but it's that side view, you know, and you can't be front to everybody at the church. But that does look really good, you got to admit. So this would be 1/3, 2/3, which is how I made my knit blouse in there. But I don't know, to me it's just much more comfortable. It covers up this bulge right here, and I just like this for wearing ease. I mean, I don't have to think about suck your belly in, suck your belly in. So my next blouse, I'm going to make it longer. Same skirt, but I'm going to make the next blouse this length to go over that skirt. Put it on your body. Stand in front of the mirror. You see the mirror. Get you a three-way if you can. Yeah? Oh, so nice. Get you a three-way mirror if you can. This one came from Home Depot. I think it was $600, which is outrageous. But I had to have one. And it is a very nice mirror. It's got really nice wood frames about it. And I had to have a cabinet man hang it for me. Why didn't I get the one from my other house? For one thing, I still live in my other house half the time. We haven't sold it. It's not even on the market. And every time I go there, I don't want to sell it. I said, can't we just keep them both? You know, we're both alive and well at the moment. So, with all of the tariffs and everything, and, you know, everything being so iffy right now, I really need to end this video, or y'all are never going to get another video at the rate I'm going. I still want to make blouse number 2 the first time. I'm going to use a pattern I've used before. I love this. But it's a woven blouse. But a woven blouse, you know, the difference is, can you make a knit pattern into a woven? Can I make this out of a woven fabric? If I do, can I get it over my head? Yes. Can I get my arms through the sleeves? Yes. Can I get my body through this? Yes. So those are the sorts of things you have to think about when you sew for yourself. Look in the mirror and see how you like what you have on. I forget what I've made. I have made so many tops. So I was going through this morning, I thought, I want to wear those purple pants, those are comfortable. And so I just went, purple, 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 no, that's not purple, that's not purple, that's not purple, that's not purple, that's not purple. And then I finally found this one. Perfect purple. I'm going to let you go. I'll be back probably at my other house next. If I make another knit top to go with that skirt, it is not going to be that short. It's going to be longer, and I'm going to like it better. Bye.